All right, we got game 2. So, I mean, Spartacus looks like a relatively new player. Ended for second game 1, which gave me the win. Not sure he would have come back anyway, but usually, um, an interesting call. All right, I am Tagawa Innovative. I'm a little torn between two different approaches here. So, my initial thought coming in, oh, all right, we need to recreate. All right, let's get the right mats this time. So, a little torn on what approach to take with Tagawa. Um, I still think I need to move quickly. My original plan was one enlist early to get that deploy enlist to build up the coin, and then move early so I could potentially be first or second to the factory and really spread out, take the lakes. Part of me is wondering if I'd set up a more of an economy game with enlists, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm going to be threatened or attacked much, but I still think I'm going to go with my original one. It's a strategy I kind of came up with for this tournament because it does. I know who I was going against. Get that enlist because I know everyone's a deploy. I can get an early enlist and probably get 12 coin off that enlistment. So Tagawa Innovative, they've got the right mats. Ready, start. All right, let's see. Farms and tundras, that's fine for a build bonus. I've got both farms and tundras there. Oh, Divide and Conquer and King of the Hill. We might be looking at. We'll see what Nordic does. We might be looking at King of the Hill. Divide and Conquer is so tough with Tagawa with their movement. So we'll see. But I'm going to try something interesting here. Something I have not tried before with Tagawa. Maybe others have, but I have not. We're going to get an enlist first thing and then start moving towards a factory. We're going to hope for a good encounter. About 3/4 of the encounters are going to give us what I want. I want either metal, upgrade, oil, the ability to build a mill. As a consolation, I would take food or another enlist. But that any of those other resources really set us up for an efficient opening game here. All right, so Polania, we have trade for 2 metal. No one else. No big surprise there. Nordic moves. I will produce. So next one we do is move everything to the farm, and then produce again so I have 3 food to be able to enlist under move. Yeah, produce. I'm sure we'll see another trade here to get the metal so they can make their speed mech. It's a pretty typical opening for Polani Industrial. It's what I plan to do next game when I get there. And then so much depends on what's in the encounter. Okay, so now we move. Character here. We don't put a trap down. We're going to save those for later when we're at risk. Move. Okay. Then we're going to produce and move again with an enlist. See a trade here from Polani, I'm guessing. Interesting that we got Nordic moved before trading for toil, so they're gonna, I'm sure, move and upgrade here. But Patriotic typically see the double upgrade to start, either to deploy or enlist or one of each. It'll be interesting to see what their approach is here. Oh, just what they want for their encounter. That's what I want. Although that's what Polania wants. So I think I'm glad they got this encounter before Polania did. That 2 metal really sets Polania Industrial up to go fast. I think everyone wants metal, and especially in this game, that sets them up to get an early mech. Interesting to move their worker back here. They could have moved a worker there and then produced. Alright, so produce, get our food. They could have saved themselves a gold by moving a worker there, or on any oil really, and producing for 2 oil instead of trading. Alright, so produce, deploy speed mech, and Polania. Nordic produces, maybe? So they get stuff for an upgrade. I wonder if they're going for the upgrade star. I mean, they're not making more workers, so this would be an interesting economy from Nordic. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move to the encounter here, and move 1 worker to the metal to eventually set me up to produce and deploy. So, character here. Alright, can't place a flag till after the encounter, but actually I don't want to place a flag here because I'm not at a huge risk yet. So move my farm worker to the mountain. Now, I want metal, upgrade, oil, be able to build a mill on that mountain. Oh, no, but I can take the oil and trade for resources, so I don't need this. So I think I do this, and then I trade for metal while upgrading. Yeah, alright, so I'm going to take 2 oil and a pop. I'm not going to place a flag. I am going to enlist. We're going to enlist, deploy, and we're going to get power because it's Tagalog. You always have to get power right away. So now I have 3 oil. So I'm going to trade for 2 metal. And upgrade that produce. Oh, interesting. Polania is going to enlist before they move. I think you always want to move to that encounter first. I want to upgrade enlist. We're going to have some building going on here from Polania. I could get to tier 2. And I could trade for 2 food. Upgrade produce. Get a second enlist here. Although the upgrading list, if Nordics would be upgrading a ton. That'll give me some power. But they're probably going to build enough I could get to tier 2. That's probably not a bad play. Maybe I'm kind of rewriting what I'm doing here. Well, maybe they won't be upgrading so much, because now they just moved everyone over. Right, so I could get another upgrade here. It means I have enough metal for 2 mechs. Alright, so trade. I'm gonna trade. No, I think I have to do the metal. Because I won't, unless I upgrade enlist, I won't be able to enlist, and they're going to move anyway. So, trade for metal, upgrade, upgrade, move, I'm going to upgrade deploy. And so what I'm going to do is move the character here to the tunnel to kind of protect my workers. With a trap this time. And then we're going to sit here on the village and the mountain and be able to produce and deploy while making more workers. Well, if I wanted to build, I got this here, because this option is terrible. You know, like there's very few cards to even look at right now, and 2 pop is a high cost. So they get 4 pop here, a couple wood for more buildings. I wonder if they're wishing they would have enlisted the build bonus to work on that. Work on tier 2 or tier 3. And so what's our build bonus farms and tundras? Maybe that's why I left one here to build. They build a mill on the farm? Yeah. Alright, so no access to metal for Polani. So Polani's gonna be pretty slow getting out of there. Not a ton to worry about here. So, what trap do I throw on first? Nordic's gonna have plenty of power. A few combat cards. Polani is probably gonna be enlisting. So maybe they got combat cards, but they'd be short on power. I guess there's a power combat card trap down here. So I'm gonna be parked there for a little bit. I want to defend myself seaworthy. I'm not really at risk from Nordic. Okay. So we're gonna move him to the village. Move our worker or our character here. What trap do I put down? I'm gonna put that. No, I'm gonna put the combat card trap down. Because then, I mean, if Pliny attacks, they're down to 1. Nordic would take their last one. I'm not anticipating to attack there, especially because I'm going to produce and deploy Ronin on my very next turn, which is going to be one of the keys to getting that combat star. And we'll have to see if Nordic keeps deploying. Bolshevik deploying King of the Hill is going to be off the table, except for later. Or maybe in order to spend all their power and you can come back and get it. Otherwise, I look at Divide and Conquer. That's so slow with moving mechs around and delays me getting to the factory. So we'll see. So next we produce, we deploy Ronin. Actually, no. We deploy Suiton so we can move our character. That's what we do. And then we can move this other mech even onto this lake and start working on controlling lakes. Because we need something to alternate between our moves and our produces. Is Polania just going to sit here in their base and do a economy game? That's a really strange choice for Polania Industrial. I mean, they're getting in lists, which are nice, but they're going to be so slow to get mechs and no access to metal and no access to... They got their speed mech, but no access to metal, no access to encounters. They don't even have the... They don't have the wood to build a mine here. Really curious play. So Nordic's gonna produce. Yeah. So now we move. Come here. We're gonna use the pop trap. I don't think anyone's gonna attack me on a lake. And we'll move this guy here. And we'll be done. Then we'll produce and deploy Ronin next. That'll really prevent people from wanting to attack the character and whatever. Actually, and gives us a shot at winning a combat here on the factory if we have to. Eventually want to get there and put the coin trap there. And probably another trap for a lake somewhere. Yep, no surprise Nordic moves here. Ooh, they even brought metal. I mean, I can't move next turn, so they'll probably spend it here. Cost them 2 to deploy, and that'll give them more power. So we'll see what happens here. Nordic's probably looking for an enlist factory card, maybe a pop factory card, maybe something, the 1 power for 3 coin. One that I had last game isn't bad. So 2 resources for building. How are they going to be able to use this one? They're not going to have 2 different resources for a long time. Run in. Run in there. Alright, so now we got some defense there with Ronin, and we can play 2 combat cards on a lake. I think our mechs are pretty safe. Plus, they have Submerge and no speed. Is Polani gonna finally get some metal here? Or are they just sitting there base and play their own little game of solitaire running economy? Okay. So would maybe they just gain next turn, do a gain coin, build their mine here so they can get out with their speed mech? Maybe. Alright, so I want Nordic to move off here, but of course they bolster and deploy. So I can move a worker in the mech, do that, and then I can produce, yeah, maybe I do that. Move a worker here, move this here to the farm, move them back later. You know what? I think we will move here. And we're going to put the power trap here and just really get in Nordic's way. So now Nordic can't get that encounter if they want. And if Polania wants to come this route to get the encounter, I'm in the way of the factory. And then next we're going to produce and get our Shinobi mech. So if we're booted off any of those traps, we can move back quickly. And we don't need Toka right now. And we'll get enough wheat so we can move back over here for the factory. So our final produce gets us our worker star and our mech star. So star-wise, we're looking at 2 combats at some point. Objective here. I wish traps counter for this divide and conquer. I don't have it. Maybe we do that with Shinobi later. So one of our objectives. So mechs, workers, one of our objectives. 2 combats at some point, and then probably enlists, right? We're 2 steps of the way there already. So work produces, they get their worker star. Alright. Produce. Now we deploy Shinobi. And then actually what we're going to do, we're going to move, when we move, we'll move this mech up to the village tunnel. Because that just allows us for better spread later on. So what do we want to enlist? Is anyone upgrading anywhere? Probably not. Plenty's got 2 buildings in, so maybe we enlist that bonus, because they're going to build 2 more times. That would get us 1 away from tier 2, and we can probably pick one up from an encounter or something here. Maybe on the move we grab this encounter. Oh, that really takes us away from the factory. Maybe Nordic will move off the factory. We can just take the factory. That is a possibility too. That would be nice. Getting that factory card really helps with Tsugawa's mobility. Alright, use your factory card, Nordic. Oh, they can't. They have no resources. Oh, they're gonna move so they can produce some resources to do it? Is that it? Did they upgrade? No, they didn't upgrade produce. They'll only be able to produce on 2x's. Move some guy, move the mech and all the workers here is what you should do, Nordic, so you can produce and enlist. What are we gonna enlist? If they're moving there, we probably have to enlist the enlist bonus. We've got more enlists coming up. Or do we do build? We can take combat cards and do build. I want that popped to maybe get to tier 2. Kalani's already at tier 2. Let's see what their score's at. Okay, I'm in the lead. Got lots of coin. So we move. Take this mech, all the people there, we'll move up to here. Yeah, at some point Nordic's gonna use this and move off the factory, I feel like. So we'll end our move there. And we enlist. Pop bonus. And take those combat cards. Alright, so another produce, we get our worker star, we get our mech star. And probably move 6 over to the farm here when we move. Maybe blocking Nordic wasn't the best idea here, because now I've blocked Nordic and they maybe have nowhere to go. Although, they might go police Polania a little, boot their workers here with their factory moves so that Polania can't produce and deploy. Oh man, Polania gets exactly what they need. Power for battles, combat cards, and popularity. Or combat cards and power. Oh, 3 pop to deploy a mech. Alright. Interesting. So they deployed Submerge. Alright, no real surprise. Okay, Nordic's gonna produce, I'm sure. Not sure why they spread out like this. Maybe they're not producing oil. I guess they've given up on the upgrade star. It's already round 13. They've only got 2 upgrades in. Produce, they're gonna enlist, right? Now here's the thing, they didn't give themselves 2 resources because they spread their workers out like this. They didn't give themselves 2 resources to be able to use their factory card. So I think that was a failure. Let's do Toka here. We can actually get Divide and Conquer next turn this way if Nordic doesn't leave the factory. Remove 1 mech with 6 workers on the farm, so we can produce 1 more time to get our 6 wheat for 2 more enlists. We're going to spread these workers out. We're going to move here so we get a we can get an oil in case we want to upgrade again later. I mean, it is worth 3 coins. And we'll move a mech here to get Divide and Conquer. Okay, now what's Nordic do? Trade? Trades with the resource of their factory card? Are they going to use their factory card? I mean, mechs are so... you get so much gold and you get the power for producing mechs. Oh, I need power to be able to produce. Ha! Alright. That stinks. Totally missed that. Do I need to do a drive bolster for power? Maybe. Well, alright. Let's take my 6 workers and go here. Take 1 worker and go here. Take my mech and go here. Take my divide and conquer. Yeah, I'm gonna need to bolster in order to produce. Silly oversight. Stupid Tagawa starting with no power. Or maybe, hey, maybe Nordic comes and attacks me, right? Here, there's no trap, and I can run in for 2 power. I was tempted to do that here on the factory, but I mean, maybe I don't need a factory card at this point. They can get an upgrade. They probably take the first 2 options here. Especially if they're looking for tier 2. Let's check in on the score. Alright, I still have the lead. Polani is close though, because they just hit tier 2. And that's why that factory is important. I wonder if Nordic's just going to sit there on it. Come on, attack me, Nordic. Give me some power from Ronin. Come on, you got the stuff to use your factory action. Use it and come attack me. You have me outgunned. You're gonna beat me. Ooh, I think that's what they just did. Factory action, come attack me. They don't have artillery yet, so they can't take that power back. Oh, no. Okay. They built. Now come attack me. Come on, right here. There's no trap. You can even use a mech so you can keep the factory if you want. You have every reason to come attack me here. What are you doing? Well, at least I can get the factory. Ha! I can get the factory, even block. What? Oh, that, okay, so it stayed on the lake. All right, our dry bolster. Feels like a wasted turn. So plenty of produces. They get another mech. Camaraderie, probably. No, Riverwalk. Oh, that's their 4th mech. Ha, duh. So now what does Nordic do? Produce and enlist again? Yep, produce and enlist. And now they have the oil for an upgrade when they move. Oh, because they built a mill. Here's a question: if I produce, does Polania come attack me there for the wheat? They might. But I think I have to take that chance. Wheat, oil. So, the factory, well, they won't move their character to their factory. The character's way up here. Factory remains open. I take that next turn with a move. And spread some other things out. Put a trap on the factory, maybe. Yeah, and then I just spread workers out here. Maybe take the food to the lake to protect it. Although Polani can still hit me with 3, and they got combat cards like crazy. Use the factory card again, Nordic. You can put more buildings there to get that build bonus. Polani has the lead right now. let's see. They're not on villages to get their worker star. They have no combats or objectives, but they have the wood. They could move for a combat and an objective and be one closer to the build star. So they're a couple turns away here, potentially. Okay, so factory move. What are they doing on their factory move? This is really... They're gonna go hide? That's such an interesting move. Oh, encounter hopping. Pay to get the pop? That's my guess. Alright, so we're gonna move. I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna place our last trap. And we're gonna come here, and we're gonna come here. Oh, this would get us another enlist. I think we take this. Easy choice there, I think. Polania gonna upgrade? They might. But Nordic's probably gonna enlist. Alright, so we still don't have any combats. But I could... There's almost no combats even reachable. This is nuts. I can come get this encounter. But that doesn't give me all the pop. So Polania build, maybe I get my pop. Maybe I come up here with my character on the lake to be able to move and get combats there. I'm gonna do it with the factory card to get my last enlist. And I don't really have to worry about my food here. And then I can attack Nordic here, but that's a tougher thing to win. I come here because Polania I can potentially overpower. Everyone's so far away, and Takao is so slow. Yeah, so just barely have the lead here. Getting tier 2 would sure be nice. I'm just taking a little bit to think here. Wonder what's going on. All right, Polania, what's going on? Really taking a long think here. Message him on Discord. See what's going on here. Doesn't show he got disconnected or anything. Oh, he's typing here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. He's moving. Ah, he's come. Oh, really? Comes on the lake, out of reach. I guess I factory move with my character. I can play 2 combat cards on the, or not with my character. I think I factory move with this guy and come hit him. Internet issues. So what's that? We get coins. Oh, I can move here. Drop a worker. Drop food. And then we come here. I didn't drop 2 workers, so I didn't get Ronin. Dumb. I'm gonna go max. We need to win. Good. He went max too, so he's out of power. Just that one. So I need to be able to reach another combat here. So I think I have to move my character here to be able to reach, try to reach Polania here with another factory move. I think that's what I have to do here. We're gonna move and we can get a, why did I bring this worker? I meant to leave the worker here so I could expand here. Oh, well, I will lose this fight, but I have somebody to fight. I can't bring 2 workers. Yes, I want to gain power. And I just throw a card away because Nordic's going to crush me. But I hope they go high and spend a lot of power. Or spend some power at least so I can come back and maybe win. Yeah, no surprise they won. They spent 5 power. I wonder if they have another 5. That's the question. I think I have to try to attack them here. And hope they don't have a 5. So... you know what, I go home, they could take the factory. Maybe the safe way is... let's see, what's Nordic going to do next turn? And I'm going to gamble they don't have another 5. We'll do this to here. I'm going to do this mech here. We can do this worker here. Yes, we'll run in. We're going to go max and hope they don't have a 5 and also go max. Oh, they did. Wow. Well, I might as well enlist to get a card and hopefully it's something better. Alright, well, you know what? Because I have Shinobi, I can factory move next turn and come hit Nordic again if they don't move. So I can go off any of these traps and get to Nordic. And, well, I'll get 2 power from Ronin. So 2 plus a 3 is 5. Even if they have another 5 combat card, I'd be fine. Unless Nordic bolsters here, but they don't have... yeah, they don't have the metal, so they probably wouldn't bolster for a dry bolster just to get power. Maybe they would. All right, Polania take another lake. See what Nordic does. If they stay there, I'm hitting them again and ending the game. I've got a good, comfortable enough lead. And of course, I will only bottom row here. I don't need to spend the 2 coin. If I did leave a worker here, I run in here for the 2 extra power and the game could be over. That was a somewhat careless mistake. It's not going to cost me the game, but I could have ended it a turn earlier. Oh, and Nordic moves away. Oh. So I think a factory move up to here, so I'm on a lake, and can hit Nordic next time unless they move away yet again. That's annoying. I'm planning on building them, but that puts me in tier 2. Yes, I want to do this. Take character. I can only cross river once. So none of that's gonna help. You know what, we're gonna take a mech. We don't need the character up there. Maybe on the move later, bring the character out nearer and encounter. We'll use a mech to attack. Alright, Nordic, I'm chasing you down. Bolster, they upgrade their build. They don't have the wood to build. As a build, I get to tier 2, which helps me more than them at this point. Alright, Nordic doesn't move, I attack. And they'd have to get their character out of their way to stop me. Well, they built a structure. So they get the star for the structures. Does not give me pop because of how they built, but they're still behind. I think I moved their character. That's the question here. And they do. Okay. And I can reach them on the next factory move. The character's locked in there. So I think I can take a pop and upgrade with my oil. So I can get to tier 2, although I'd lose it there. But we'll do that. We'll get to tier 2. Upgrade. I'm going to take the pop upgrade in case I need to do it later. Build, who cares? I wonder what his objective is. Is it build local? Yep. Oh, that's frustrating. Not having that understanding. So I was winning before. Even if I lose tier 2 by hitting Nordic there, I'm still winning. Long game, man. 22 rounds. Yeah, the wording on that encounter should be clearer. Or the objective, rather. So Nordic's gonna enlist here, get some 5th star. That's okay, because I can come. Beat them here. Let me just make sure from a score standpoint. Yeah, I'll be fine. I give up a lake to do it, but oh well. 3, they can go up to 7, so I go up to 7. Another 5, wow. 3 5s for Nordic. That's bananas.